Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Sports Scene. We are taping at the Tilted Kilt, but this will be our final show during the football season. We want to thank Glenda Shaheen and Diana Poirier and Javier, the general manager here, for helping us out all season. We've had 14 shows here. We've had a good time. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. The Tilted Kilt. Now, this show is going to be special, too. We've got Barrett Murphy, the legendary coach, to recap his kind of career and whatever else we might have talked about. Also, we've got some basketball coaches to talk about basketball, and we're going to be closing out this season with that. Don't forget to pick up your Sports Scene magazine during the football season. It's every week. After that, we'll go about every 2 weeks, and you can pick it up at 300 locations around the area. And lasportscene.net. That's our website. Anytime you want to find out what's going on or catch up on things, find out who the players of the week might have been, or interesting stories, whatever, Pete Pasquale puts that together for us. That's lasportscene.net. Now we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the legendary coach, Barrett Murphy.
Whether you're hurt by a dump truck or a garbage truck or any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. And these are some of the big results I fought to get my clients. Just call me. Get it done.
Call 888-8888.
Whatever your car is doing, we'll check it out and fix it right.
Amco Transmissions on Corsi Boulevard in Baton Rouge, 752-0081.
AA MCO.
A&M Heating and Air Conditioning has been locally owned and operated by Tony Arsenault since 1988. They have an honest reputation based on sound advice and great service. Call A&M Heating and Air Conditioning today for all of your service needs. Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641. Tilted Kilt is food, friends, beer, sports, and fun, awaiting you at Gonzalez's newest sports pub near Cabela's. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt. Hearty meals like sirloin and cheesesteak salad. The Tilted Kilt, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m. Come be a part of the fun.
Back at the Tilted Kilt, everyone. Larry Matson with you on the Sports Scene show. And what we got to do is talk to a guy that we've talked to many, many times, many years ago, and never at a loss for words. Barrett Murphy is with us. He's a former coach at EA, was 40 and 28 at EA, and that was during 1990 to 1995. And you have done so many things since then. Some of the guys you've coached. Let's talk about that. First of all, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Larry. Thank y'all for inviting me. Robin and all you guys do a great job with the sports scene, Louisiana sports scene, that is. And we go back, Robin, we all go back a good ways. Even his son here, he's still cranking it out for
Your grip, Kenneth Coco.
Yeah, Mr. Coco. But anyway, I want to thank the people here at the, wow, I love this place. Tilted.
Kilt.
Tilted. I got a little Irish in me.
Is this your first time here, right?
My first time. Outstanding place. Very much. But getting back to some of Darnell Lee, one of my players. Back in 90, 91, I think, 92, somewhere in time sort of gets by me at times.
Coach him in high school? You
coach him in
college?
Coach him in college, coach him in the Bayou Beast.
Well, that's amazing. Yeah.
Outstanding player, doing an outstanding job. But you got Guy Mastretta at Dutchtown, Coach Oliver. The parish is in good hands. Outstanding coaching staff, turning out outstanding players. And it was a battle this year, always a battle.
No doubt about that. You've got a book that you've had out for a while, Barefoot, Bloody, and Bruised, but you've got even more coming up besides the book.
Yeah, we got a documentary coming out, but going back to the book, Gonzales, Dutchtown, and Sanoma back then were rivals back in six-man football. If any of those six-man people out there playing on that documentary, I'm looking for some new faces and new names. Get a hold of Larry or Mr. Coco, and let me know. I might be down there and popping the red eye on them.
That sounds great. The Red Stick Bowl, talk about that, because you've had that for 16 years now?
16 years and still going. Now it's statewide. We're going to regional playoffs, which I predicted many years ago was the way to go. You showcase all your kids in the state, which is great. You know what's so ironic, and a lot of people don't know it, but we got about 10 to 12, maybe 13 guys that came through the Red Stick Bowl that ended up in the NFL.
Wow.
How about that?
That is amazing.
Mick Dorsey, Glenn Dorsey.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Played right there at E8, came through our bowl game, one of the first or second year, and ended up in it, just to mention a few.
It's a great showcase, not only for maybe the pros later on, but immediately for college football.
Definitely. A lot of kids have gotten scholarships. People come in. Of course, you got that rule where they can't come to some of the practices, the big Division I people, but the smaller, the JUCOs and the smaller schools can come and evaluate the kids, and a lot of them do. I start getting phone calls all over now from all over the United States. When's the game? It's December the 16th at Olympia at 2 o'clock. Kickoff time, baby. And our sponsors are the Drew Brees Dream Foundation. Got to give Drew a lot of credit for helping us out. And for the 16th year, the U.S. Army.
I was going to mention that, the fact you had the
Oh,
military
yeah, we
involved
got to
with that,
mention
yeah.
those big timers. Without them, we couldn't make the wheels roll. Really could.
Outstanding. All right, some of the other things we haven't mentioned, and maybe we should, is what you're doing now, because you've really been involved with the seniors.
Well, I guess that's my forte now. You know, I'm with the seniors. I teach silver sneakers at Spectrum Fitness in Baton Rouge and also at Humana. I'm going to tell you what, you seniors out there, the key to survival is exercise. Sitting will kill you. I tell my folks that every day they come to class. You become active, you stay active. I don't care. Don't sit in that front. If you sit for a long time, get up, move around, walk around. Just don't sit all day. Sitting to me is not as bad as smoking, but it runs a close second.
I can tell you a personal story on that. I flew to Tokyo, and coming back from Tokyo, I was told to be sure that you walk around and everything.
On the plane.
On the plane.
Right.
I didn't do that. I sat there, and it was like a 12-hour flight or whatever it was to Houston. It was really a long flight. I ended up having a heart attack a week later, and I think they said they kind of attributed that to the fact that I sat around.
I'm telling
like
you,
that.
Larry. But no, I teach over 230 people a week, 60 to 92.
Wow.
Wow.
That is incredible.
I got
Yeah.
a couple of 90-year-old ladies that can get it.
All right.
I'm telling you.
We've got high school playoffs, and when they see this, the playoffs will have already been concluded. We'll be in the state championship. Any predictions right now on who might be in that state championship between West Monroe, Zachary, Acadiana, and Hahnville?
I got to go with West Monroe. But Zachary, we're playing them tough. David Bruins has done an outstanding job. But you got to go with the favorite, the number 1 seed. West Monroe's got a machine.
Nobody's beating them, so
Nobody's beating them. So it looks like they're going to lock the door and get there, but don't count the Broncos out. But I'm going to go with the number 1 seed. And down at the bottom bracket, I have my doubts. Acadiana, you know, they rolling in there is in the top 4 in the seeds. But don't forget about the boys down there in that little area down there with Hahnville, Louisiana, where they got the gators out in the pond out there. You know, right to lose.
My son went to Hahnville.
You know, they got a little pond by the school.
Oh, yeah.
Out the back door,
So
and they
they
say
do.
they got gators in there. So they might be chomping on those rams from Acadiana. It's hard to say, Larry. 4 good football teams, 5A, and a lot of good football teams. But the only thing I'm going to be a little critical, I personally don't like the way it's set up. Division, select and non-select. I'm totally against that.
Let's have one champion.
I want to
Period.
be, if I'm going to be the champion, I want to be the champion of everybody. When is it the last time you've seen a football team go into the playoffs, Larry? Come on, tell me. 0-10?
Well, that's true.
0-10.
Yeah.
1-9.
That's a fill a bracket, basically.
Okay,
yeah.
that's all it. And let me tell you another. 67% of the teams that went into select and non-select were 5-5 or less.
Wow. Yeah.
1-9, 2-8, 3-7, 4-6, 5-5. 67%. Come on, guys.
We should have made you commissioner for the league. I think for the High School Athletic Association. That would
You
have
got a lot of
been something.
politicians. Look, they got a lot of area codes from all over the state that have a lot of say-so. I don't want to get into that either.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville. Your custom-built dream home is more affordable than ever at Roland Homes. Quality comes first on all our modular and manufactured homes. Roland Homes has a huge inventory in many styles and floor plans. And if we don't have it, we'll custom build it, so you'll find the right home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. New or pre-owned, financing is available. Plus, home improvement and repairs are even easier with Roland Homes parts and accessories now on site for your convenience. All at one location to better serve you. Roland Homes in Prairieville.
Big O Tires is now open in Sanama. They offer tires, alignments, brakes, and oil changes. If it's got tires, we've got you covered. Stuck on the road? Call their 24/7 roadside assistance number, 445-3635. Big O Tires in Sanama.
They swarm, they nest, they will destroy your home.
Eliminate the colony and eliminate termites for good.
We're one of the area's largest volume leaders in Centricon installations. Call the original Salvant. Call the Bug Man.
923-BUGS.
Automotive repairs? We've got you covered. Tyrus Total Automotive in Prairieville and Sanama Muffler and Brake Service. See us for CV shaft work, brakes, tune-ups, air conditioner, tires, and diagnostics. Wherever you are in Ascension Parish, visit one of Tyrus' convenient locations. Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. See Foti Financial Services for all your money needs. They have loans for any worthwhile purpose. Auto, furniture, appliance, home improvement, and vacation loans. Celebrating over 50 years of service, Foti Financial Services. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. Two Rose Grocery is now catering and can handle large or small catering orders, including holiday smoked, fried, or baked turkeys with all the fixins. Ask about their new line of specialty meats. Two Rose Grocery has been a staple of Ascension Parish since 1954. Tilted Kilt is Gonzales' newest sports venue. You'll find refreshing new food choices with appetizers like loaded tater tots, pub nachos, bacon cheeseburger sliders, and beer battered onion rings. Check out the food and views at the Tilted Kilt near Cabela's, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the Tilted Kilt. I want to mention as we close out our football series here that we've had a Player of the Week every week for each of the schools, and the Player of the Week for St. James High School, they went a little bit further into the playoffs, was Dontez Sterling, a running back for St. James. And our plaque sponsor all year has been the St. James Parish Hospital. I want to thank them for being our corporate sponsor down that way, and also St. James West Bank Clinic, who sponsored the plaque that we'll be giving to Dontez Sterling. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk some basketball. And we've got girls basketball coach Dennis Chandler from EA to be with us, and thanks for being with us, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
I know you came from out of town to get back here, and I do appreciate you getting here for the interview today. Well, from what we hear, you got a pretty good basketball team this year, and I know you got to be careful to talk about being the coach and starting a year out, but how do you feel about this team?
I feel real good. It's just a matter of how much work they're going to do. I have 2 senior post players that didn't play last year because they came off a knee surgery. Right now they're back. Presently we're 6-1. They haven't rounded off into, I don't think they're 100% right now. I think, if you're coming off a knee surgery, you're a little bit tentative at first. And I think both of them right now, they struggle a little bit with their physical health. But when they play well, I think that's going to be the whole key right now. The
girls basketball has got to be difficult for you to coach, I would think. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, but you don't have people who are going to slam dunk it. You don't have people who are going to just dominate the boards. Well, maybe you will, but I mean, in a sense like the guys do. You got to really play good team, passing the ball, movement basketball, I would think.
Well, basically right longer now, it's my 35th year coaching, 26 coaching girls. Outside of, jumping, dunking, stuff like that, it's not too much different. Ball handling wise, I have about 4 or 5 girls that can put the ball on the floor pretty decent. Of course, me being an older coach, I like to see the basketball move and the players move. But we do have some kids that can do basically any dribble that the guys do.
The teamwork is important too, though, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
true at any level, though. Really.
Right. And right along there. Now, I'm not going to say struggling, but we lost Sharon Turner, who was basically our best inside player. So right now, we more or less of more perimeter until my post players get more acclimated to what they're doing and for us getting comfortable with the injuries.
You played in a tournament already during the Thanksgiving holidays. Talk about that a little bit. Was that Donaldsonville you played?
It was at Donaldsonville. We played Southern Lab, Meet, HL Bourgeois, and I thought the kids acquitted themselves fairly well. Their Meet game was a tough one, but discipline, depth-wise, we just basically wore them down. And came back that following week and played Madison Prep at home, and they came out with a real good game plan. He shortened the game, ended up losing in overtime. And when I looked at the stats, and I told the kids that we shot like 19% from the field, from the three-point line shot by 19%, free throw line shot by 50%, against a state championship team that got probably one of the better basketball players in the state, and the little Kennedy girl. And so I tried to explain to them, we ironed out some little bitty things. We could be pretty good.
Well, what about the district this year? How does that shape up?
Oh, that shapes up. I look for Dutchtown to be very tough. Lowry does a good job. Of course, McKinley is there, but they last year I think they went division ball. But I think right now with Dutchtown, St. Joseph, I look for St. Amant to be competitive because their coach does a good job every year. But I think that right now, we won district last year, and we're going to just go in each game and just try to put forth our best foot and see where it falls.
When you're coaching, do you like to coach a man-to-man type defense, 3-2, 2-3 zone? I mean, talk about your play.
It's going to be predominantly man-to-man, and but the concepts are going to be with a lot of zone principles, and that's one of the things that right now, defensive-wise, that with basically, other thing happened this year with Lindsay Morris in the first game, who was the district MVP last year. She broke a knuckle on her left hand. So she's been out for the last 5 games, which makes the kids record right now because she's our leading scorer, leading rebounder, one of our top assist players. And we've been playing pretty well. When she gets acclimated back in, it'll give us more depth.
And you'll be able to, do you switch them up sometimes during the course of a game to zone and back to man-to-man, or you stay pretty much
basically, we go pretty much man. Now, we can change how we play it. We can stretch it out, or we can pack the man back in.
How about fast break or slow it down and set it up? What kind of offense you like to run?
It depends on, if you're going to run, it depends on how well you play defense and how well you rebound. Like I said, when we played Madison Prep, we wasn't able to run as much because they slowed the game down, and then they took good shots. Kids was patient, and that's why I went. And then the coach came with a real good game plan. The kids executed.
In football, it's always tough to beat a team twice. As Auburn knows, they beat Georgia and then got clobbered in the SEC championship game. How about basketball? You've got to play them twice sometimes. Home and home.
I never looked at that being an issue or a problem because for me, the way I've coached over the years, every game is a different game in itself. And you can't live in the past, can't look too far in the future. So you deal with the moment and you basically try to keep the kids in the moment, not to look back, because the difference between winning and losing is very, very fine to me. The difference between a good team and a bad team is not that great.
And a team can be hot one night and cold another night.
Yes, sir.
And that's a big difference right there.
Right.
Well, how about the girls basketball, how you've seen it progress over the years? It's really become an exciting sport.
What I've seen right now is the amount of time that the girls put into working out. I can give you an example of some of mine. They'll stay after practice. They'll come in early to get some extra work in. And I think that's about one of the biggest difference right now when we start talking about girls basketball. That also, you look at, I'm looking at right now, you see them on TV, and you got girls right now that's 6'4", 6'5", that can do a lot of things. That's because they work out and they play year-round like the guys generally do.
How about your size of your team?
Size of our team is basically, I think my tallest kid is 5'11". We go from, I got 4 kids, 5'9" to 5'11". And the good part about that is they are mainly guards. My top 7 kids are guards. So we can roll out Lindsay Morris about 5'10". She's basically a guard. I got another kid who's 5'10", who's a guard.
So you're really big in the backcourt in that sense.
Right.
Yeah.
And what happened is when teams come out and try to play us man, I can invert the offense and put those 2 up top.
Well, I tell you what, I really appreciate you coming by and spending some time with us. Hope you enjoy. This is your first time to Tilted Kilt, right?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Well, you see a lot of TVs around, a lot of games going on right now, and a lot happening. Hopefully you'll be back and you'll enjoy the menu and you have a meal here or two or whatever. So.
Will do.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
It. And we'll be right back.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You've got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you've got it made.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and $1 draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
Hebert Steel Incorporated, Gonzales and Baton Rouge, offers structural steel fabrication. Hebert Steel is a proud supporter of all high school sports in this area. Phone 644-5316 or 291-2144. Selling your home? Rick Gotro with Realty Executives in Prairieville can do a comparative market analysis to properly value your home before it goes on the market. Call Ricky today, 715-7256.
Pedrine's Portable Buildings invites you to visit their new location on the Airline Highway in Prairieville. Pedrine's offers free estimates, free delivery in surrounding areas, and setup. We do workshops, outdoor kitchens, even snowball stands. Pedrine's Portable Buildings.
It's hurricane season. Rescom Electric installs Generac generators for residential and commercial customers. Keep your family and business safe. Call Rescom Electric today for your Generac generator, 622-3647.
BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. Ready to talk more basketball. We've got the boys basketball coach from Dutchtown, Patrick Hill, to talk about his team, and glad to have you with us, Coach.
Well, good to be here. Good to be here.
Have you been in a tournament during the holiday?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Talk about your tournament, how that went.
Well, we were in the Doyle tournament in Livingston Parish. Went quite well. We went 2-1. Lost the last game to Denham Springs, but it was a very competitive game, as well as the game went on, we learned a few things. And just recently, we were in the Gold Dome Classic.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Right, we were in the Gold Dome Classic, hosted by Sandomar, but was held at Dutchtown High School due to the circumstances at Sandomar. We were able to go 3-0 in that tournament. 3 good games, and again, we came away from each game learning more about who we were at the time and who we want to be.
I've got your roster here, and I'm looking at it, and I think the biggest guy you've got is 6'3". You don't have a real big team, right?
Well, we have a kid by the name of, we have a kid that's 6'4", 6'5".
Oh, okay.
6'4", 6'5".
This may have been a little bit earlier when we got the rosters out here, but talk about your team a little bit and about what your forecast might be, how you feel about your team.
Well, the one thing about this team is they're young, as well as they have a lot of experience under their belt. We were able to, we have two seniors, only two seniors, and both seniors contribute significant minutes. But we have 3 sophomores, as well as, well, they were sophomores out there, juniors this year, and 1 freshman that's now a sophomore, and another sophomore who came along unexpectedly that's putting in significant minutes. We were able to go to the first round of the playoffs last year, traveling to Ruston. And our goal this year is to have a geography lesson, travel, but we wanted to be, hopefully it could be somewhere in the second round or the third round. But those guys at a young age were able to experience, have a playoff experience on the road.
Yeah, I was going to mention the fact you only had 2 seniors, and you mentioned that. So you have a good young nucleus of something to build with.
We do. We're fortunate. We're in one of those cycles where we have a young nucleus that has been able to bear some tangible fruit from their hard work.
And play together?
And putting it together, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
What about the district? How do you feel about the district?
It's going to be a lot of sleepless nights as far as preparing. A very, very competitive district, just as it has been in the past. You know, everyone in the district, every coach prepares their players for the next opponent. I think it's up for grabs. Obviously, you may have some favorites there, but I think on any given night, you can be beat.
If you beat a team one time, it doesn't mean you can beat them a second time.
Right. Well, we've gone to this format where we play each other only one time.
Oh, okay.
But at the end of the year, we're going to have this end of the year conference or district tournament that we're going to have. So that's going to heighten the level of expectations as well as fun, for a lack of a better word.
Let's talk about your coaching. What you like to do? Do you like man-to-man? Do you like zone? Do you like the combination of both? How does that work?
I'm a man-to-man person.
Well, I tell you, most basketball coaches seem to be that way to me.
I'm a man-to-man. I prefer to play man-to-man. And I'm somewhat hesitant to go to zone, but sometimes you have to go to the zone due to certain circumstances, maybe in foul trouble.
The matchups too, or
matchups, right, exactly. Matchup, they call them matchup pitches, but I'm man-to-man.
When you go zone, do you like to go 2-1-2, 2-3, 3-2? I mean, or
1-3-1, as well as 2-3.
And that helps you rebounding, I guess, if you go 2-3, doesn't it? It gives you people.
Right. And that's something that you have to work on as well. You know, sometimes that's one of the most difficult things about when you go to zone, in that you're not responsible for a certain person to block out. You have to block out an area as opposed to blocking out a person. But it does keep you closer around the basket to get those rebounds.
How about offensively? Do you like the fast break, like to set it up, slow down? What kind of
It depends on the personnel in which you have. And this year we have a personnel that I think that we can push it and try to put the defense on their heels and take advantage of those creases that may take place when you push it. But with that being said, you have to learn when to push it, when to pull it back, and when to keep going. And that's something that we're working on.
And that comes from experience.
That comes from experience. That definitely comes from experience. That comes from experience.
The basketball season is always an exciting time of year, I think, myself, but a lot of people kind of get, well, football season's over with. They kind of get lackadaisical about going to sporting events, and yet they're missing out on something if they don't come to a basketball game, I think.
They are, and understandably so. In today's time, you know, we're so busy, so busy, and you know, you have a lot on your plate. You have other children you have to deal with that have sporting events. So when everything settles down, that's when the crowd starts to pick up. But yeah, you're missing some good basketball at times.
Do you give the players flu shots, or do they have flu shots on their own? I mean, to keep them from being sick during the season?
That's something that Doc Harper, our team trainer, he encourages, but we don't give it per se.
Oh, okay. But he encourages the players to go get a flu shot.
Right,
or
right.
Because I know that can devastate you if you get 2 or 3 guys down on a basketball team.
Right. We just recently had one of our players dealing with, it wasn't diagnosed as the flu, but I think he was on the brink of it. I think they got it ahead of time, and he was able to overcome.
And this time of year, as soon as the weather changes, which is happening this week, you get a lot of sore throats and different things can pop up pretty quick.
No doubt. That's something that we have to deal with, no doubt.
All right. What about the progress of state basketball as far as recruiting, college recruiting? Do you see a lot of good players out of this area, out of this state?
Well, yeah. Just in particular for the tournament, the Gold Dome Classic. There was a young man in which we had to go up against that at HL Bourgeois. And I think he's being recruited by Nichols. Within the last 4 games, he's averaged about 35 points.
He better be recruited by a lot of people.
Right. No, we watched the film, and we never saw him in person, but seeing him in person and actually seeing him going up against your kids, seeing is believing. Seeing is believing.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you. This is your first time here at the Tilted Kilt, right?
Yes, it is.
Hopefully you'll enjoy the food here and see the games that are being played all around TV and everything. Appreciate you coming by.
Well, thank you for having me.
Hope to see you again real soon. And we'll be back after this.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
If it's glass you need, you can depend on Airline Glass and Upholstery, 724 Airline Highway, Gonzales. They've been taking care of your glass and upholstery needs since 1972. Give Stephen or Tanya a call today at 647-1040. Ascension Ready Mix supplies concrete for residential, commercial, and industrial clients. They're a locally owned company with locations in Prairieville and Baton Rouge. Ascension Ready Mix, phone 677-7177. Acadian Custom Cabinets creates a custom product to your specs. They're professionals that do incredible work that lasts for years to come. The owner is hands-on to give you exactly what you want. Acadian Custom Cabinets, phone 622-6337. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body are collision repair specialists. Their certified trained technicians offer state-of-the-art repair. They offer free estimates and all insurance claims are welcome. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body. BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. Tags and Titles is your one-stop shop for all your DMV and notary needs. Renew your driver's license, ID card, or handicap ID. If it has wheels and a title, they can handle it for you at Tags and Titles, located in Sanama. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Piku Computers has years of experience. Piku will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the show here at the Tilted Kilt, our final show of the season, and we're talking basketball today. And we've got Christy Anglade, the head coach at Santa Mom with the women's basketball team. And boy, I tell you what, women's basketball has really come a long way, and it's exciting and good to have you here, and hope you enjoy
I
being
appreciate
here.
the coverage that y'all give us. You know, I mean, there's not a whole lot of other places I've been nowhere near what y'all do for us. So I appreciate that with the support y'all give us.
Hope you enjoy the Tilted Kilt, your first time here, right?
This is my first time here. So we'll see how the food is and fun and everything else. So.
All right, well, tell us about your basketball team. You've been in some tournaments already and played some games.
Yeah, we started out with 2 tough games. You know, the Livingston Parish basketball, we played Albany, lost to them by 9. Denham was a hard loss for us. They've got some big kids in there that tried to stop the inside game, and then they started hitting from the outside, so it was so that was tough. And then we got into a tournament at Dunham, went 3-0 in that tournament, and I told the kids it was going to be tough this week. We just pulled out another 3-0, so we're at 6-2 now. Playing probably the best basketball that I've seen us play. That last year, that inexperience and us kind of getting not winning as many games, I think is starting to kind of pay off. Everything's starting to mesh. The kids enjoy being together, and you know, I think that especially with girls, team chemistry is the hardest thing to get girls to buy into. And I think this group really has bought into it. And I had 3 of them call me today and say, "Coach, can you open the gym for us?" So I mean, that tells you that that's a good thing. They want to be there. So.
And they want to work, and that
absolutely.
That's good. What about your team size? Is that a factor at all?
We're not very big, but I mean, I would say our strength is we're pretty, I think we play fast, can get up and down the floor against teams that, can't get up and down the floor. Like Central, we pushed it up the floor quite a bit, and we're able to kind of score on some transition because they had 2 bigger kids, and I felt that we could, I told them, I said, guys, we need to get up the floor before they get up the floor so we can score, and we were able to do that a couple times, and so we only ended up beating them by 4 points. We had them up by 13 at one point, and then they cut the lead, and we were able to kind of hold on to it and snag that win, which is huge.
Do you like to run? Is that your philosophy? If you can run?
If you can get it up the floor, get it up. Yeah, absolutely. Now, I've had some other ones I've not maybe trusted as much to be able to, but I mean, I just feel these kids, I don't know, it's there. That component that's,
Because a lot of turnovers can happen when...
Correct. Now, situational wise, if we're up, then of course we're not going to run. If we're able to run it, get a quick score. If not, pull it out and just run it until you get a wide open layup. And we had to end up doing that against Central the other night. So.
How about defensively, what you like?
Defensively, we've been able to play a whole lot more man this year than we've ever played in the 9 years I've been at Santa Monica. So that's what I'm saying. They're pretty quick and just a great group of kids. Enjoy coaching them.
You've seen the game go through a lot of transition in the last few years. How do you feel about the status of women's basketball right now?
I feel, it's a physical game, as we all know, and I think it's gotten more physical as the years have progressed. And so we just have to get stronger to continue to keep up with it. But, I love women's basketball, whatever. Everything's below the rim, and I think I've told you that before, is with guys, everything's above and it's height, and girls, you can play, you've got to run an offense, you've got to be able to, defend and stay, and shoot. Yeah. So, which I think we have a little bit of everything except for the height, but we've got some kids inside that, a little bit sneaky in there, and they play bigger than what they are, and you're not going to, I can't ask for more than what my team's giving me right now.
And perimeter, you talked about that a little bit. The perimeter game is big for you, isn't it?
Oh, perimeter is huge. And then, with the girls, too, is you got to teach them how to, when another team's overplaying you, being able to backdoor cut and getting some easy layups, even little short corner shots. So,
how about the district? How does that shape up?
District's going to be a fight night in and night out. EA still, I don't think they lost much. We played Dutchtown in the Jamboree, and I thought we played them very well. I have not seen McKinley, who won it last year, but they're going to be pretty tough. Broadmoor and St. Joe, I think we're going to kind of be in there fighting amongst games as well.
Seems like it's the same teams every year that are difficult to play.
So it's going to be, I think we can compete a lot better in district this year. I think we're there,
How about statewide? Have you been able to see any of the other teams or know of the other teams that are coming along?
No. The only ones, like I've said, is Denham, and Walker is going to give you some, Mandeville. And again, we've played those guys and we've competed with them. I would say, we didn't play our best game against Denham, but, if we play what we're capable of playing, it's a little bit different game than what it was. Sometimes with with kids, you know, sometimes we have our off night. So.
How does the schedule work out? I mean, there was a time when the women would play like the early game, and then the guys would come on and play the late game type thing.
So
you're almost like a encore or whatever.
What we do is we play when the boys are home, we're away, and when we're home, the boys are away. The same team.
So you
same
have your own
team,
schedule. You don't have to worry about being the lead act for the big show or something like that.
Correct.
And I think that was the attitude a lot of people had, was that you're just a preliminary game for the boys.
Correct. So
that has changed tremendously.
It's kind of one of those. It's a double-edged sword with coaches. I would love to play with the guys, just to give the girls that opportunity to show themselves in front of the guys and be able to compete in front of that big crowd or bigger crowd. But you know, what we do is fine. And the only thing that if you play with the boys, it takes away the boys freshman game, girls freshman game, boys JV game, sometimes a girls JV game. So this gives an opportunity for us to build our programs. And regardless, I'm still going out looking for sub-varsity games because I have a freshman team. So we're playing sometimes 5-6 nights a week. So.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you mentioned the boys game being more populated, I guess, with the crowd. But I remember Louisiana Tech used to sell out games, and they outdrew the guys up there, Louisiana Tech, every
Louisiana
year.
Tech, you're right. That in Tennessee at that time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tennessee too.
The guy that was at Louisiana Tech now is at Texas A&M, and
Leon
the crowd's
Baltimore?
huge. Yeah.
That's right. Well, I tell you what, I appreciate you coming by and spending some time with us. Hope you enjoyed the Tilted Kilt while you're here. I hope you'll be back again.
Well, I invite anybody to come out and see us play. I'd love to have anybody, whoever, come see us play. I think that our kids play hard, and they're going to compete night in and night out. So
they're missing something if they don't go to a high school basketball
Absolutely.
game. So we'll be back.
See Gonzalez Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzalez Military on Burnside in Gonzalez.
St. James Nursery in Gramercy is headquarters for your landscaping needs. They have plants, shrubs, trees, as well as palm trees. See Patrick or Denise Wagaspack or call 869-5254. Roseland Funeral Services remind you to take time to enjoy life and celebrate with your loved ones. Roseland Funeral Services is a locally owned company in Lutcher that's been providing services to the river parishes for many years. Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen, with 3 locations offering daily lunch specials, is one of our newest sponsors. Pot and Paddle for dine-in, carry-out, and catering. A great place for lunch 7 days a week. Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, and here in Gonzales on Cabela's Parkway. Check them out online at potandpaddle.com.
When you need collision repair, you want your vehicle to look brand new. For a top-quality job, request Allen's Body Shop. Their certified technicians have been doing quality work since 1978. Kenny Allen, owner.
Living in the South, we're sometimes too busy to make it to the bank. And if on the go, like me, use the First American mobile app to check accounts, make transfers, deposits, and a whole lot more. First American, a banking tradition since 1910.
Brignac Physical Therapy in Gramercy specializes in physical, massage, pool therapy, sports rehab, vestibular rehab, and dry needling. Most insurance is accepted. Brignac Physical Therapy. Phone 869-0389.
Bring all your friends to the new Tilted Kilt Sports Pub in Gonzales. Enjoy their wings with signature sauces and rubs, as well as burgers like you've never had anywhere else. The Tilted Kilt, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're going to switch back to high school football now and talk about the state playoffs, the championship games being played in the Superdome. All that coming up this next weekend. And we've got Pete Pasquale here to make Pete's picks. Let's start off with the 5A. Had 2 upsets, and we've got Zachary and Hahnville. Those 2 were not expected to make it.
Well, Coach Murphy said watch out for both of them. So I don't know with that game there. Zachary's going to be the higher seed coming in. Zachary's defense, I listened to that game on the radio, and I saw Zachary play last year. I'm picking Zachary. This is the second time in the last 3 years they're in the Dome. They won it the last time. Keelan Brown, he played. He was a freshman last year and was starting quarterback, and now they lost to West Monroe. last year, and they went back this year and beat him over there. So I'm thinking he's a young cat. He's only a sophomore, but you know, Hahnville's got a couple of state championships. It's been a while since they've been in the Dome, but so I'm thinking that Zachary's going to be more familiar with the atmosphere and stuff because they'll have some players coming back, and they are the higher seed. I mean, Zachary's the 4 seed, Hahnville's the 10 seed, yeah. But I got to give it to Hahnville for going for the 2-point conversion in overtime for the win. They went for the win and got the win over Acadiana, so that's huge. That's going to be a real slobber knocker. And I'm picking Zachary.
Okay, Zachary. How about Edna Carr and Lakeshore?
I'm not sold on Lakeshore yet. They beat Neville, and then they beat Rain. Well, Rain had upset some people. They had and they had Cecilia in the quarterfinals. You know, Edna Carr is always in the Dome. When I covered Franklinton won the state championship in 2010, that's who they beat in the Dome was Edna Carr. I mean, I'm picking Edna Carr right there. I mean, they gonna be familiar with the Dome. Lakeshore, this is an up-and-coming team. You know, this is the first time they've ever made it this far. And, you know, I saw Lakeshore play Franklinton this year during the fair week, and they did surprise me. I mean, I was, you know, every time Franklinton would try to make a move, you know, Lakeshore would shut them down, you know. But, I mean, I don't think that they're ready yet for the Dome, or they're not ready for Edna Carr. I'm pretty sure Edna Carr is the team there to pick.
All right, Richwood and West Feliciana.
Well, you see, all the high seeds got knocked out here. You know, I had seen Richwood play in a basketball game, and I had said that they had some tall guys, you know, that looked like they were big football players. And I'm going to go with Richwood here. You know, West Feliciana, I think this is the first time they made it to the Dome, but they always been there right there at the brink of the semifinals and stuff. But I'm not sure if they're going to have the size. I'm thinking Richwood is going to have a lot of size, you know, and I mean, Richwood beat Kaplan. Kaplan had beat St. James, and Kaplan does it with a system that run the football and stuff. And that Richwood game, when they beat Kaplan, it was close. It was 50. It was a real defensive game. I'm gonna go with Richwood.
All right, Welsh and St. Helena.
Okay, I saw. You see, I thought Faraday was gonna beat St. Helena, and I had looked at the scores and stuff, and they had them winning and stuff, and I would have picked Faraday, you know, even though Welsh is the top seed, you know, because Welsh is you know, they're a good program and stuff. I saw Welsh play in 2008, I think. They played Donaldsonville in the first round, and I was covering at the Chief and stuff. So, yeah, I'm picking Welsh. They're the top seed right there. I mean, St. Helena, I didn't think St. Helena would win, you know, and the Greyhounds, I'm picking the Greyhounds right there. Richwood Rams, Edna Carr Cougars, Zachary Broncos, Hahnville Tigers, Lakeshore Titans, West Feliciana Saints.
All right, how about West St. John and Kentwood?
Okay, be a real good game. You know, West St. John and Kentwood both have a lot of state championships, and but West St. John is, I just think that they may be a cut above Kentwood right now, and of course, they're the top seed of West St. John Rams, Kentwood Kangaroo is still a great game, man. Like, you know, West St. John had some losses. They played some tough teams earlier in the year, you know, big higher classifications. But Kentwood, they always there and stuff. But Kentwood, Century Catholic played Kentwood real tough, you know. That was a 13-7 game, you know. So, it just shows, Century Catholic deserves to be where they at.
All right, here's one closer to home, Catholic and John Curtis.
Well, I mean, Catholic, they lost to EA and Santa, both beat them, you know, but earlier in the year they had they played some tough teams. They played Parkview, they played Zachary and stuff, and, you know, Catholic, this is only they've only won one state championship, you know, they've, back in the 90s, you know, when they had Warwick Dunn, you know, and Kevin Franklin, you know, they went up to, had to play Ruston, you know, and I was really hyped for Catholic to win that year, but they didn't come up short. The only state championship was a couple of years ago, you know, when the separation of the schools and stuff. So I'm not saying that it's a surprise, because I saw that when they played Dutchtown in particular, their defense is real good, you know, but John Curtis is just a different animal. And, you know, they number 2 seed here right now. Evangel was the top seed. So I'm going to pick John Curtis, over Catholic. When you got like over 25 state championships compared to Catholic's 1. So, I'm pretty sure that Curtis is going to know what to do over there at the Dome, even though it's only a couple of years off of Catholic state championship.
De La Salle and U-High.
Well, De La Salle, I guess I figured kind of like they're the top guy right now, I know U-High, they had bunch of early wins, and they a program that's been in the Dome the last couple of years. And De La Salle, is just kind of like, but it's 2 straight years that they undefeated. I'm gonna go with them. They're the top seed.
All right. How about Notre Dame and Catholic New Iberia?
I saw Catholic New Iberia play in a 7-on-7, but I'm picking Notre Dame. They're the higher seed, I think.
All right, and then we've got Lafayette Christian against Ascension
All right,
Catholic.
this is the big one. I'm going to talk about this one. Ascension Catholic, Jai Williams, he's just a bruiser. Like he plays linebacker. It's in. I guess I want to say it's in his bloodline. His daddy was the career rushing record holder in the state of Louisiana for almost 20 years. And so, and I said, going into the game last week that he'd be good for 3 touchdowns, and he had him right after the end of the first quarter, So, Lafayette Christian, I think the key here, I looked at the schedule, and Ascension Catholic had played Covenant Christian, and Lafayette Christian played Covenant Christian. If you look at the scores, Ascension Catholic beat Covenant Christian by a lot more than Lafayette Christian did. But going back to Ascension Catholic, they got Jamal Barber, too, as a dual back, and then John Mears, as a quarterback, just come along, and he's been real decisive, and they had been grooming him at quarterback, and there's a lot of other players that, like Dylan Davis, Charlie Giannone, Bubba Gotro had broke his hand. He's playing. He was the quarterback. He's playing. They got him back to play linebacker, and they got a pretty good team, and it's going to be 25 years exactly from 1992 since they last won the state championship, and it's an Ascension Parish school. I don't know how you can't not pull for them or go down and see the game. I'm gonna go to the game. I want to see them play. I want to get a T-shirt. And
Who are you picking then?
I'm picking Ascension Catholic. Bring back the championship to Ascension Parish in 2017.
All right. We'll skip to the NFL real quick. Saints and Falcons Thursday night.
Okay,
game.
well, they still playing right now. So I had my last week. I was kind of I was thinking I was 4-5. If the Saints come out and win, then I'll be 5-5. It'll be close to 88 and 38, something like that. It's 88 and 32. 88 and 32. I'm picking the Saints.
We're going to do something special. We've got the bowl schedule.
Okay, well, Christmas Eve, December 24th, Hawaii Bowl, Fresno State, Houston, Fresno 9-4, Houston 7-4. I'm going on a limb and say Houston. December the 27th, okay, got the Pinstripe Bowl, Boston College 7-5, Iowa 7-5. I'm picking Iowa. They beat Ohio State really bad. Foster Farms Bowl, Arizona, Purdue. I'm gonna go pick Arizona. Texas Bowl, Texas and Missouri. Texas 6-6, Missouri 7-5. I'm picking the SEC 7-5, Missouri. December 28th, the Military Bowl. We got Virginia 6-6, Navy 6-5. I'm picking Virginia. Camping World Bowl, we got number 19 Oklahoma State 9-3, and number 22 Virginia Tech 9-3. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma State there. They're a higher ranked team. The Holiday Bowl, we got number 16 Michigan State 9-3, number 18 Washington State 9-3. And I'm gonna pick the Spartans, Michigan State. Alamo Bowl, number 13 Stanford 9-4, number 15 TCU 10-3. I'm gonna go and pick the Cardinal. Let's see, on December 29th, we got the Belk Bowl. Wake Forest 7-5 versus Texas A&M 7-5. I'm picking the SEC, Texas A&M. Sun Bowl, Arizona State 7-5. Number 24, NC State 8-4. I'm picking NC State. They kept their coach. Music City Bowl, Kentucky 7-5. Northwest, number 21, Northwestern 9-3. I'm picking Northwestern. I'm picking the Wildcats from Northwestern on that one. Outside the SEC, Arizona Bowl, New Mexico State 6-6. Utah State 6-6. That's a toss-up. I'm gonna go with the New Mexico State. We got the Cotton Bowl, number 5 Ohio State versus number 8 USC. They're both 11-2. That's a big game. That's a real big game. Picking Ohio State over USC. They won the Big Ten, then got knocked. Didn't get the invite. Okay, we got December 30. We got the Tax Slayer Bowl, number 23, Mississippi State versus Louisville, and they both 8-4. I'm picking the SEC, Mississippi State. Fiesta Bowl, number 9, Penn State versus number 11, Washington. They both 10-2. I'm picking Penn State, Shaquan Barkley. I think Penn State is the real deal. Orange Bowl, we got number 10, Miami, and number 6, Wisconsin. Wisconsin 12-1, Miami 10-2. Miami didn't show up against Clemson. Wisconsin, at least they made a game out of it. I'm picking Wisconsin. We got the Outback Bowl, Michigan 8-4, South Carolina 8-4. I'm picking the Wolverines over the SEC. The Peach Bowl, we got number 7, Auburn versus number 12, Central Florida. Central Florida's 12-0, Auburn's 10-3. I'm picking Auburn. They 10-3. They're the SEC. Citrus Bowl, we got number 4, the big LSU game. Notre Dame, number 14, 9-3. LSU, number 17, 9-3. I want to give it LSU. You go back on this year, you might remember Mississippi State, you might remember Troy or whatever. But look, they in a good bowl here, the Citrus Bowl. They ranked number 17. They 9-3. They play in Notre Dame. I'm picking LSU to beat Notre Dame. They lost to them in the Music City a couple of years ago, and they were real disappointed about that. I think that this is their chance to get some revenge on Fighting Irish. And then we got the top 4.
Top 4, you got Clemson and Alabama 1-4 in the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, okay, well, Alabama got in, it was going to I felt that, if there was one slip-up in any of the bowls, that the one loss was going to get Alabama in over a team with 2 losses, and so this is a rematch last year, number 1 Clemson, and I had said before that I thought that Clemson got lucky, but after I had watched Clemson play last night against Miami and the way that they beat them so thoroughly, and with a young quarterback, and he was pretty good at the beginning, he was pretty good throughout, but it's still Alabama, and I'm picking Alabama.
All right, how about Oklahoma, Georgia in the Rose Bowl?
Okay, well, Georgia come back and they beat them 28-7, so they got the, the rematch, we're talking about the rematch. It looked like we're not going to really have a rematch here, but I liked Oklahoma, I liked Baker Mayfield. I guess he's the Heisman right now, so I'm going to pick Oklahoma over the SEC and Georgia right here, even though, Georgia's got the 2 backs, with Nick Chubb and Michelle, but I like Mayfield and stuff. So then we got, I would say Alabama and Oklahoma in the national championship in Alabama.
Love to see Alabama and Georgia in the national championship.
I would love to see that too. When you look back, we got this the first time in the college football playoffs that we've had 2 teams for the FCC, and then you look back when LSU and Alabama played in the BCS. That was just 2. They took 2 schools, and they both from the SEC. So I'm happy that the SEC got 2 teams in.
Welcome back once again. Our final show here at the Tilted Kilt. We certainly have appreciated the folks here, the way they've treated us, and we hope that you've enjoyed the shows as well as we brought them to you all week, every week during the football season. And hope to see you again real soon. That's going to wrap it up from here at the Tilted Kilt.